What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Devy Royale. I am your host, Kevin Coleman at DuBois_22. And on this special edition of Devy Royale in 5, what we are going to be doing is going to be looking at a transfer tight end that I'm excited about this season. And when we talk about the Devy Royale in 5 and these little clips, all we're focusing right now is transfer players. We'll get into more later, but right now we're looking at transfer guys who can make an impact for your C2C teams, maybe your Devy roster, stuff like that. We've gone through a ton of videos on the channel, so please check those out. But today, we're going to be talking about my guy, Austin Stogner. And Austin Stogner is somebody who I think has value, and I think that he's going to do very well in South Carolina. We obviously know he's an Oklahoma kid. He transferred with his friend Rattler over to South Carolina. And what can we expect from Stogner from a perspective of basically a Devy asset or C2C asset? Now, we know last year, 6'6", 260. He's a big boy. And with his size and his athleticism, I think he plays a role. I was very high on him last year. Obviously, the production wasn't there. 14 catches, 166 yards, and 3 touchdowns. That offense didn't really suit the tight end for the most part. I thought he would be showcased a little bit more. We had a lot of issues with Caleb and Rattler going in there. So we didn't really see that to a degree that you wish you could have. Now, I think he is going into a good spot. I think him and Rattler can be very good together. So when we're thinking of like, hey, will they be able to coexist? Yes, we've already seen it. Will that offense highlight him? Yes. I think one of the things with Shane Beamer, they talked about why he wanted to bring these guys there is saying, hey, we can get you pro ready. That's what he kept saying, get you pro ready. And it's not like he hasn't produced before. In 2020, in just 26 catches, he had 422 yards and 3 touchdowns. So we have seen the production there. It's just, hey, can he get the targets? Can he get those receptions? I think that's the key. Now, as an athlete, I mean, he's versatile, and you're going to see that versatility. His athleticism shows out, especially, okay, in offenses that basically highlight him there. Contested catch, he has that. So he has that contested catch ability and blocking. I think the one underrated thing about Stogner is, especially from a tight end prospect perspective, is that the kid can block. And so when you're looking at him from a pro prospect, hey, is he going to be able to get on the field? Yes. I mean, he's a big kid. I mean, he's listed at 260. He's probably around 250, 260 in that area. But he's big kid, versatile kid. Can play outright and in line as well, and he can you do the blocking and all those things. So those are things that you like to see from him as a prospect. So if we're watching the tape from him, real quick, biggest thing is he runs a seam route very well, and he's got good hands, and I think that's one of the other things I wanted to highlight as well. He's got good hands, able to find the soft spots and zones, and I like that about him. You'll see it here, able to be physical off the line, and I think I like this one a little bit too when you watch him. So when you're watching him come off the end line, after this catch right here, okay, you're going to see him here. Comes off the end line, physical wear, okay, able to find a soft spot in the zone, knows where he's going, and he catches it. I mean, those are the things that you like to see from him as a tight end. Contested catch ability right here, mismatch in the red zone, come up and go get it. I think that they went away from him in the red zone a little bit too much. And you'll see it here with Caleb and these guys extending plays. But I think last year we didn't see them go to him when they should have. And I think there was a lot of mismatch opportunities, which I think you're going to see at South Carolina with Rattler in that offense. And I think that's where he's going to excel, in my opinion. Now, you'll see it here too. I mean, contested catch ability, goes up and gets it. Like, these are the things that excite me about him as a prospect. And these are the things that excited me about him in 2020. And I was like, man, he's a heavy riser. And for just some reason in that offense, we just didn't see it. And for whatever reason that is, that's probably the reason why he left. I know he didn't play a full season last year, but he had it. And again, he can do these things. And you'll notice him about blocking ability as well. And he does it well. Able to inline block. He has that talent, that ability to kind of get into the defender, stays low, creates leverage, gets to the next level as well. I think that's another good thing about him, stays there. And he's got a little bit of a dog in him. Like, he's going to have that fight, and he's going to get off the line quick, and he has that. So, and he's got to get a little bit better, as we look here. I mean, he does a good job getting off the line, getting there, comes up a little high, but he gets the job done, right? That's what he's done. He keep piling through. And again, this is kind of where him and Rattler are going to excel. I think they're going to be comfortable with each other in the red zone. And when we're talking about kind of where he's going in terms of his value is, hey, 15th to 20th round, ADP Devy, that's where his ADP is. I don't mind taking a shot on him. Obviously, it's 1 year production. He's probably going to go to the NFL, and I could see NFL teams fall in love with him. So when you're looking at value in that round where you're looking for in C2C drafts, he could have, 6-7 touchdowns this year, top of the yards, and then the receptions, and then you're going to get him for the value on the NFL side. So I think he's a guy to keep an eye on. He's a guy to keep a watch on, especially for Devy's purposes and C2C purposes. And I think that he's going to have a good year. So keep an eye on Austin Stogner. He has that ability. He has that area. Can he get the receptions? Can he get the targets? And I think with Rattler, he can. I think there's going to be some comfortability with each other. And I think that they're going to get the ball to him early and often. So I appreciate you guys checking out the channel. As always, check out the podcast. We just released a new one yesterday. If you want to find it, look in the description below. Hit that like and subscribe button. And we appreciate you guys.